taxonomy. What do you know about? When we learn something new, it's like going on a trip. We start without a map, but as we go along, we figure out the directions. The solo taxonomy is like a GPS for learning. It was made by two education experts, John Biggs and Kevin Cullis, to help teachers understand how students learn. It's not just about remembering things for a test. It's about really understanding them and being able to use that knowledge later. The people behind Solo. Let's introduce the creators of the Solo taxonomy. John Biggs and Kevin Cullis are the guides who developed this learning map. They saw that learning is more than just knowing a bunch of stuff. It's about making sense of it. They created the Solo taxonomy to show the different stages of understanding that students go through. The learning journey with Solo. The Solo taxonomy has several steps, like levels in a game, that show how a student's learning grows. The starting point. Pre-structural level. This is where the journey begins. Students might feel lost and not get the topic at all. It's like being at the start of a trail without a signpost. Finding the path. Unistructural level. Here, students find their first clue. They understand one part of the topic. It's like spotting the first landmark on a hike. Collecting clues. Multistructural level. Now, students have picked up several facts, like collecting different clues on a treasure hunt. But they haven't figured out the whole mystery yet. Seeing the whole picture. Relational level. At this level, students start to see how all the clues fit together. They can tell a story about their treasure hunt and how each clue led to the next. Becoming a treasure hunter. Extended abstract level. The highest level is when students become like expert treasure hunters. They can use the map to find new treasures and even make their own maps for others to follow. Fun activities for each learning level. Teachers can use different activities to help students at each level of their learning journey. For the very beginners, pre-structural activities. Curiosity time. Start with fun questions and discussions that get students interested and thinking about what they know and what they want to find out. For the pathfinders, unistructural activities. Spot the landmark. Give students simple tasks that ask them to find and understand one key idea or fact about the topic. For the clue collectors, multistructural activities. Treasure bag. Have students gather lots of information, like making a bag of treasures where each item is a fact or idea they found. For the storytellers, relational activities. Map making. Ask students to create something, like a map or a story, that shows how all their facts and ideas work together. For the expert explorers, extended abstract activities. New journeys. Challenge students to use their maps and treasures to solve new problems or to create something totally new, like a game or a presentation for others. The big picture of learning. The Solo taxonomy helps us see that learning is a big adventure. It's not just about getting from point A to point B, it's about exploring, finding new paths, and even creating paths for others. Teachers can use the Solo taxonomy to make sure students really understand what they're learning and can use it in different ways. This isn't just good for school, it's good for life. It means students can take on new challenges and figure things out for themselves, which is what learning is all about.
We're going to talk about SOLO, or this is the structure of observed learning outcomes. What is SOLO? S stands for structure, O for observed, L for learning, and O for outcomes. This means that the learning outcomes had been observed already. It had been written by Kevin F. Hollis and John P. Biggs in 1980. They are both Australians and they have a 282 pages of PDF book, and we call this as the evaluating the quality of learning, the solo taxonomy structure of the observed learning outcome. They empathize about the framework of understanding. This basically means that there is already a previous understanding which should be connected but in a much more deeper perspective. And this encompasses five levels of structures. So, what are these? Let's talk about the different stages of solo taxonomy. First, we have pre-structural. Pre-structure is there is no competencies that had been achieved on the subject area. We have unistructural from the word itself, uni. There's already a single idea about the subject. Multi-structural, we have several ideas about this subject. There are already a lot. And relational, from the word itself, they can able to relate. They can link the ideas so that they can see the bigger picture. And the extended abstract, this is about looking on these ideas in a much more different ways, which they can able to apply on their life skills. And this is already the highest form of competency when it comes to solo taxonomy. When we talk about taxonomy, this means these are the classification of data or any facts or learnings into a given structure. What is the solo framework? This is the solo framework that had been produced by Dr. Marilyn Balagtas last May 2021. We can say that on the unistructural level, there's already a surface level of learning wherein there is already an evolution of learning where there is already one idea that the students can able to recall and reproduce. While in the multi-structural level, they are already developing because there are a lot of ideas, which are some of the basic skills and concepts. A level of deep learning will be achieved for relational and extended abstract, wherein in the relational level, students are already secured because this is about linking and relating ideas for critical thinking and for their reasoning. And the excellency will be on the extended abstract, wherein there is already a know-how and application of ideas. Where are we going to use solo? First, we have to use this during our test construction for our periodical tests for public school teachers. We can also use this through rubrics and to evaluate the degree of correctness of the responses given to questions. This is an example cited by Dr. Balagtas. For if we're going to create our table of specification on the application, we have to give the stages of solo framework on every choices on the test that we had. This is an example for metacognitive or evaluate for the pre-structural, unistructural, which are the levels that we have to include it on our rubrics. And lastly, we're going to use it in scoring test items. So if, for example, if their answer is letter C and it falls under multi-structural, the students will already get 2 points. So that's all for today. Thank you so much. I would just like to cite on one of the quotation of Dr. Helen Flora during our seminar, the ESDS of TLE department, that as long as we teachers are not yet retiring, we need to follow and we are all included on the changes that the Department of Education mandates. It might be a little bit difficult or challenging in the beginning, but Let's all think on a positive perspective and the benefit that we can get on this framework and taxonomy. That's it, and see you again next time. Bye.